to our series of short video clips where you can learn a little bit more about the life beneath your feet. I'm Dr. Deirdre Charleston and I work with Symbio. We look at how you can restore life to your soil and how a healthy soil food web can help you manage your turf in a more sustainable way. Fungi cannot synthesize their own food and depend on complex organic substances for carbon, playing an important role in the recycling of nutrients. Mycorrhizae are a group of specialized fungi that form mutually beneficial relationships or symbiotic relationships with plants. Around 95% of plant species form symbiotic relationships with the hundreds of beneficial mycorrhizal species in the soil. The mycorrhizae obtain energy by trading with the host plant. The plant provides carbohydrates in the form of exudates, and in exchange, the fungus provides nutrients and water. Fungal hyphae grow hundreds of times faster than plant roots and can squeeze into the smallest soil pores, thus providing the plant with a rapidly deployed sponge-like system that can expand the root system by 100 to 1,000 times. Mycorrhizal fungi also improve nutrient efficiency, soil structure, and increase the plant's resistance to abiotic and biotic stress. Mycorrhizae are particularly good at solubilizing nutrients in the soil and making them plant available. They have powerful acid-like enzymes that are able to separate nutrients that are locked up and tightly bound to soil particles. For example, phosphate crystals get very tightly bound to soil and can't be utilized by the plant. The fungi produce an enzyme called phosphatase, and this is very good at separating the crystal from the soil and making it soluble and available to the plant. There are two types of mycorrhizal fungi. Around 85% of plant families form symbiotic relationships with endomycorrhizae, for example, arbuscular or ericoid mycorrhizae. These fungi penetrate into the root cortex and form nutrient exchange structures within the root cells, called arbuscules or vesicles. They also produce a glycoprotein called glomalin. Glomalin is a major carbon store in the soil and improves soil structure by binding soil particles together. You can see an example of an endomycorrhizal fungi at the top of the slide. Around 10% of plant families form symbiotic relationships with ectomycorrhizae. These are mostly the conifers and hardwoods. Ectomycorrhizae form a sheath around the root called a heartic net. You can see an example of ectomycorrhizal fungi at the bottom of the slide. These animated pictures have been produced by a company called Mycorrhizal Applications, and they provide an insight into the process that takes place during mycorrhizal colonization. As the plant releases excess carbohydrates from photosynthesis into the soil, the fungal propagules begin to develop into hyphae that penetrate plant roots and establish nutrient and water transfer mechanisms. As the nutrients are depleted around the roots, the fungal hyphae grow further into the soil. They then release the enzymes that allow the nutrients to become soluble and transport these nutrients and water back to the plant that would otherwise be inaccessible to the plants. Plants can only absorb nutrients at the root tips. In contrast, the fungal hyphae can absorb nutrients along the entire length of the hyphae, dramatically improving nutrient uptake and plant growth. This short video clip is taken from under a microscope and shows how symbiotic mycorrhizal fungi associate with plant roots. In exchange for sugars from the plant, they bring nutrients back to the plant. In this video, phosphorus has been dyed in red, and you can see how it is being absorbed by the fungi and taken to the plant. Thank you for watching. Please contact us if you have any queries or if you want to know more about how you can take advantage of soil biology to manage your turf.